Two different textiles. Well, messed that one up pretty good. Oh, hey, my name's Tom Heyman. Welcome to the Sad Bastard Club. Coming at you from the MakeOut Room, deep in the heart of San Francisco's Mission District. The Sad Bastard Club is a singer-songwriter event that I hosted here for about 9 years. Once the COVID put everything on ice, we decided to bring it back as a web series. Our Sad Bastards this week are Jill Rogers and Jacob Aranda. So, without any further ado, let's get down to business, all right? I used to need that tender touch. It helped me feel alive. Now I get by with nothing much. It's okay, I'll survive. That loving way she looked at me once took me by surprise. I didn't see the lights grow dim behind those sweet sad eyes. I remember when the night could take me and hold me in its thrall. Now it's a stone cold wonder to feel anything at all. The tickets all got used up, man. The money all got spent. I didn't stop to look up, and the years just came and went. I got away with anything and everything I tried. You couldn't fill bottle cap with the tears I might have cried. Now I'm going where the night will take me, anywhere at all. And it's a comfort knowing that there's no one left to catch me when I fall.
Everything feels like it's been taken from you, and the world has you on your knees. There comes a time what's broken is all you feel, and all you can think is please. Well, I heard a voice I heard a voice soft and still, saying something I always knew and always will. It was my Father's voice with one more thing to say. And I'll sing it for you, I'll sing it every day. Get up, get up. You need the help. Get up, get up. You're needed now. Some have it easy, some have it real hard, and we never really know what to say. There is a way to make it better every day. We can do more than pray. Well, I heard a voice soft and still, saying something I always knew and always will. It was my Father's voice with one more thing to say. And I'll sing it for you, I'll sing it every day. Get up, get up. You need the help. Get up, get up. You're needed now. Get up, get up. You need the help. Get up, get up. You're needed now. When I was young, my mother brung me a book that confused me. I skimmed the page, filled with rage at the thoughts that ran through me. Warplanes, a fiery rain, a screaming for mercy. A little girl, a cruel world, and them that abused me. That day I lost my mind. Another child to be defiled, another book to be written. The story told's never that old, but it stays well hidden. infected wound said I'll heal soon. I keep on limping. Be quiet now, can't allow anything but sitting. Yeah, you just might lose your mind. Lord, I know there's no place left to go. I'd run away, there's nowhere you can't see. You see me here alone, afraid and cold. You hold on close, I couldn't escape from here. I think I know you the best. When it all comes to an end, I think I know you the best. When it all comes to an end. Warplanes, Lord has a name for anyone that's listening. In warplanes we quietly train for the ending of everything.
All right, Jacob, thanks so much for coming down and doing this. It's great to have you here.
It's really good to be here. Thank you very much.
And I'm going to ask you, what was the last show you played before everything locked down?
I think it was a Sunday afternoon into evening at Rancho Nicasio, which is right by my house out in West Marin. It's one of my favorite places to play. It's such a neat old historic venue. That was the Sunday before, I think, Friday was the lockdown.
Yeah. Nobody saw it coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the biggest thing that you canceled?
I've been working on an album for a while, coming into the city, and that's been on hold, and that's been kind of hard to just sit with and wonder what's going to happen with it. It's something I've been working on for a while, and it's a batch of songs that I like, but I'm already mentally moving on to the next batch of songs. Yeah.
You were working on that with...
Desmond Shea.
Oh, with Desmond. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, great.
We
Yeah.
did a bunch of sessions at Hyde Street and starting to make some good progress, and taking a little pause here.
Have your music listening or media consumption habits changed at all?
I think so. Initially, I went for more comfort music. So I was listening to a lot of Trio Los Panchos and Chabela Vargas, old Mexican music, and also a lot of classical guitar. I kind of initially spent a lot of time picking up the classical guitar again and just focusing on kind of quieter, simpler sounds. And media habit, since I'm spending more time on the computer than I've ever wanted to, it's been good to shut off the computer and listen to records. I mean, I always like listening to records, but more so records have felt really good.
And have you booked anything for 2021?
No, hasn't even been on my mind much. I mean, I do think about it, but no, I've been so focused inward and focused on lots of mental survival. It's hard. It's interesting, like ambition around music is something I started to nurture within myself more recently. You know, I think since
Yeah.
the time I've known you, it's like playing shows and making a record. It's like a new thing that I was excited about. And now with the pandemic, it's almost like an excuse to go back to where I was, which was very internal, very introspective, not really thinking about where the music goes. I don't know that it's been good for me, but I don't know. It's just not a natural thing for me to think, how do I make this music go further?
I feel like it's tough for anybody to think about the future of anything right now.
And kind of a mixed thing for me. I kind of like being more present with the daily needs and reality. Like what do I actually need? I mean, I know I need music. I know I love music. But you know, I'm not driving into the city every night anymore. I'm not. I don't know. It's just changed a lot of perspective, and not necessarily for the worse. I kind of like the simplicity of my life these days.
Well, Jacob, thanks so much for coming down and doing this, and I hope I get a chance to see you again in real life.
Yeah,
So,
it's just such a nice opportunity to see you.
thanks.
All right.
Starting again. Sorry. Better. Seem like lately this old house ain't a home. No more babies when we're together, we're alone. All we do is bigger and wash it down with liquor. Feel like crying, all this misery and gloom. Feel of dying in this living room. But just outside my window, I can hear the wind blow. Isn't it lovely when the bluebird sings, telling me sweetly how to spread my wings? It'll be better now, she's promising. Open my heart to what tomorrow brings. La la la, la 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 la, la la la. Oh, la 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 la. faded like this old tattoo. I meant it to last, but I let go of you. Heart with an arrow on my right arm, a bet against time, an unlucky charm. Now I've got tears and time and ink. The burn of the needle was the flame in my heart. I wouldn't have guessed we would end up apart. I can't remember, but I'll never forget. This in-between feeling comes close to regret. Now I've got tears and time and ink. You got one too, but I didn't follow through. I was a fool, but I still love you. Oh, oh. This splash of color that binds me to you, when I start to wonder, reminds me it's true. So I'll pour another drink, and I'll pull back from the brink. I've got tears and time and ink. Oh, now.
All right, Jill, thanks so much for coming down and doing this. I should mention that you are the lead singer, chief songwriter, front person of a wonderful sort of country rock band, honky tonk band called Crying Time.
That's right.
What was the last show you played before the lockdown?
The last Crying Time show was a really fantastic Sunday afternoon show at the Ivy Room. It was such a great scene. The house was packed. People were dancing. It felt so great. And I guess if you have to have a show to go out on, that's a good one. But
So what was like the biggest or most disappointing thing you think that you had to cancel as a result of the lockdown?
I'm going to give you two, actually. One is that, Crying Time had this great series at a bar in Oakland called the Parkway Lounge. It was a series called Honky Tonk Heaven that we'd been running for a couple of years, and we had just moved to the Golden Bull and just started doing shows there. We were just starting to pick up steam at the new place, so discontinuing that series that had just sort of moved over to this new venue. And Golden Bull is a great place. I mean, that's another place, fingers crossed, that makes it through this, whatever that means. And the other sort of heartbreaker for me is, in the last couple of years, Crying Time has done a tribute show to George Jones's birthday.
Sure.
Every year we've done it at the Ivy, we've done it at Armando's, we did it at the Freight and Salvage. And so, George's birthday was just this past week. And I really feel the loss of that show.
Sure. So how have your listening habits or media consumption habits changed at all?
I'm listening to too much news. It's sort of, that thing of like, when you're in an airplane and you're sort of, you feel like you're paying attention keeps the plane aloft.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's what I'm doing with the news. Like paying attention to the news is like somehow I'm trying to keep this plane aloft in my, like, or helping it, but it doesn't, of course. I did have a couple of weeks where a week where I took Facebook off my phone. I stopped listening to NPR and I just did a little fast. I went to the Yuba. I know you mentioned someone else had done that too, and just had a media-free time, and that was pretty good. I'm not. I felt pretty sane and not so sort of worried or worked up or something for that week or so. But it also doesn't. I'm not sure it felt responsible either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
have you recorded anything since the shutdown? Are you working on something or anything?
Crying Time has a couple of demos that we recorded before shutdown. We might cobble something together to release early next year. I have another project. I do American songbook jazz sort of stuff. I had an album come out 2 years ago called Happy as a King, and during pandemic I've recorded a follow-up that's going to come out in October that I'm really excited about.
That's a bright spot for sure.
Yeah.
Anything booked for 2021 at all?
No, we're not even. I mean, Crying Time isn't talking about it at all. So we're waiting and also sort of half expecting that maybe it's just done.
Well, on that wonderful note, that's where we're going to leave it. Thanks so much for coming down and doing this, Jill.
Thank you so much,
It's really
Tom.
wonderful for you to give this time to us.
Sure, my pleasure.
Number nine, ride that hepatitis line. Ever since they moved the methadone, can't get there on time. Gonna have to kick it on a little further down the line. Number nine. In my hand, got my transfer in my hand. Been taping them together, get there any way I can. Gonna ship out on the ocean, needs a beacon from dry land. I got mine right here in my hand. In these shoes, got the 24th Street blues. Walking one into the other, find nothing I can use. You watch out who you eyeball, son, I got nothing left to lose. In these shoes, these old shoes. Going home, wish to God I could go home. Gonna call my baby brother, try to float another loan. I don't think he wants me out here sinking like a stone. Going home, I wish to God I could go home. Number nine, ride that hepatitis line. Well, to take you down at General, if you ain't got a dime, you tell them you got no fixed address and y'all be doing fine. Number nine. Well, that about wraps it up, folks. I want to thank Jill Rogers and Jacob Aranda for coming down and playing some songs for us. I'd like to thank my partner in crime, Justin Fromm, for pulling all the behind-the-scenes strings and turning all this into something that's listenable and watchable. If you guys want to know more about Jill or Jacob, their socials are on a button around here somewhere that you can hit. And we have a PayPal link that you can also push if you want to keep this ship afloat. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.